Hi Fad Campers, it's Grace here and I have some new stand updates I'd love to tell you about. If you're based in the UK, I will be doing some dates in July and August and I'd love to see some of you there. I'll be in Leeds doing a work in progress with Amy Annette on July 4th in the Hyde Park Book Club. I'll be in Brighton on July 6th with Alison Spittle in the Comedia Comedy Club, and I'm going to be doing my own work in progress show in Glasgow on July 12th at Good Egg Comedy. Also then, I will be at the Edinburgh Fringe, of course, for the entirety of August, from July 30th to August 24th. I'll be at the Assembly George's Square, the Crate, 10 to 3 every day. Would love if you could tell anyone you know who's going to be at the Edinburgh Fringe to come see my show. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
This show is part of the Headstuff Podcast Network.
What's the best way to reduce? Eat plenty or starve yourself?
30 pounds in just 18 weeks. Jenny Craig totally worked.
I love to eat, but overeating made it impossible to lose weight.
My body wants bread, and I'm going to give my body what it wants.
Oh my God.
So I lost
Naturally.
Medical studies prove that overeating is the number one reason for weight gain. If you need to lose weight, use safe and natural ways away and bring your weight down without the use of
Welcome to Fad Camp, a podcast that throws a comedy eye over our societal obsession of diets. Now, a little disclaimer, we are not health experts, but we are fad diet connoisseurs. I'm your host, comedian Grace Mulvey.
And I'm your co-host, Conor Dowling.
Welcome to Fad Camp.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Fad Camp.
How you getting on, guys?
Grace, I'm so excited to be here today. Before we kick off, I just want to let our listeners know about Headstuffplus.
Headstuff what?
Oh my God, there's going to be bonus content for all of our episodes. Headstuffplus, you can find bonus content for all Headstuff shows, including Fad Camp. You can get merch discounts and freebies.
Whoa.
There's ad-free listening. Sign up on headstuffpodcast.com for as little as €5 a month.
Love it.
So Grace, another Fad Camp research binge. And once again, my Google algorithm is in the toilet.
Oh, stop. I actually can't handle how much Google thinks I'm on a diet at all times.
That you're on every single diet that ever existed at once. Oh my God, the things that I'm being advertised on Instagram right now, you wouldn't believe it. And in preparation for the latest season, my research has led me to some weird places on the internet.
Okay.
I almost did a melon fast while I was doing this episode.
Up.
I almost bought some mad piece of home gym equipment that probably would have killed me. But then I stumbled upon the topic for today's episode. Grace, what do you know about the full moon?
Oh, like the one that comes up once a month? I know it drives me crazy, apparently. Full moon. Okay. Oh, like to do with what? Diets?
Just in general.
Just my period? I mean, high time.
Just look at her go. She's coming out all the good stuff. The period. The going crazy once a month. I love it.
No, I don't know anything with how, like, I know, like, sort of, I don't know if this is an actual scientific term, but I always know that, like, people are meant to be, it's kind of like a full moon out, so everyone's a bit crazy.
Okay,
but, like,
sure.
Nothing scientific behind that. I think it's just an old wives' tale.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
What do you know about werewolves?
Werewolves? I look like one after a few days of not shaving. Ba-ba-bing.
Women shave? What?
I know, it's crazy. I generally have chin hair. But, yeah, werewolves, mythological creatures.
Love
What's
it.
the crack? Yeah.
So what if I told you, I don't think you'd be surprised to hear that there was/is such a thing as the werewolf diet.
Shut. Conor, get out.
And I don't know if you know this about me, but my alter ego is a very fun guy called Howling Dowling.
Oh my God, yes.
And somehow even I've never heard of this 2014 diet fad.
Okay, 2014.
2014.
I
So
was very much alive and well at that time.
I was about to be like, like 6 years ago. So more like 10 years ago.
Oh my God, 10 years ago. Okay. So what was happening 10 years ago that they were like, you know what we need? A werewolf diet.
Well, I mean, I think True Blood was just finishing on TV.
Oh my God, yes.
You know?
I was addicted to True Blood.
I love True Blood.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's probably a good thing that I hadn't heard about it at the time because I might have wanted to try it. What do you think this diet entails? If you just had to stab a guess.
Okay, because technically I keep thinking werewolves are vampires, but they're not. So like, I mean, technically werewolves, they like a bit of meat, you know, shrubbery, I imagine. A bit of greens. I don't think they're carb heavy mythical creatures. Yeah.
I've never seen like a heavy, you know, werewolf. They're usually pretty ripped. They're jacked.
You know what? That's Hollywood for you.
I know.
Because they made up this creature, and what did they do? They made it slim.
We
because
need
fat
more
phobia.
fat werewolf representation.
That's
in movies.
what Fad Camp is all about this season. Fat werewolves. Where are the fat werewolves? And I know, I'll tell you something, Twilight didn't help. Those werewolves are ripped.
Yes. I think Twilight was such a funny one because when they turned into a werewolf, he was just like a wolf. He just like looked like he wasn't like a wolf man, you know, he was just like a husky dog.
With really soulful eyes.
Yes, he was lovely. Well, according to moonconnection.com.
This is your most bizarre one yet.
I know. I know. And
moonconnection.com. I'm in.
That's what I'm saying. I totally would have just fallen for this diet if I had heard at the time. You know what? I think I was just graduating from college. Actually, you know what? I think 2014 roughly is around the time you and I met.
Oh, MFG.
Yeah, it would have been around.
That's why you didn't do the diet.
Yeah,
you were full up on me.
But the werewolf diet, also known as the lunar diet, some people think, you're like, oh yeah, I know the lunar diet. Like everyone knows that. It promotes the idea that because the moon influences the water in our bodies in the same way that it impacts the tides of the ocean. Do you know this? Like the gravitational pull of the moon, it like causes our tides to go in and out. That's a true thing. That's science.
You're joking.
That's a science right there, baby.
That's a science?
That's a science. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe I just got a science.
Yeah.
I did not know this at all.
Yeah, so because the moon's gravitational pull on Earth causes the tides to go in and out, which is true, that's not
of course,
BS, right? People over the years have wondered, you know, like it's not a total crazy idea to think that because the human body is made up of so much water, that we are in some way influenced by the moon.
You're telling me I'm slushing around inside?
You're sloshing about in there.
Is there a tsunami going on inside me right now?
I don't have the exact figures, but it's a high percentage. It's a high percentage. Like
we're crazy
cells,
about water,
like a shit ton of water, I think is the technical term.
That's what a doctor said to me once. You're made up of a shit ton of water.
F-ton,
and as we all know, when you lose weight, what do you lose first? The water weight.
Water.
Yeah.
Okay, you know this diet world. Okay, so this diet was reportedly used by Madonna and Demi Moore to stay svelte for the red carpet.
This is okay, but Conor, you can't keep giving me these nibbles and not tell me what the hell this diet means.
Okay.
First, you're like the moon's gravitational pull, and then Madonna and Demi Moore did it.
Oh my goodness! Well, I have to tell you more about the full moon first, right?
Go on. Tell me about the full moon.
So werewolves work in a similar way.
Can we just confirm that werewolves don't exist?
Hey, that's what you believe.
We're saying werewolves like it's a normal thing. Werewolves are mythological creatures.
Yes, fantastical creatures. But anyway, that little disclaimer aside. So once you get bitten by a werewolf, okay, or
you'll actually lose 20 pounds in 10 days.
Well, you can transform immediately. A werewolf or a lycanthrope, as they're known.
Okay.
You can be a skinwalker, aka human, for most of the month, but for the full moon cycle, which is 3 days of every month, you transform into a wolf person. Okay. So, you know, you can see where people do make kind of comparisons to what happened to people for like 3 days a month. You know, like
on the rag,
that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so it has a lot of like mythological creatures and stuff do have some kind of, you know, basis or are used as like a metaphor for
fear. It's how you like. It's like any sort of like fantasy film. It's like how we rationalize the world around us and we create these fantasy worlds and
totally
stuff.
As a way to explain it and understand it. Absolutely. And so for years the full moon has been cited in folklore as a cause for all sorts of strangeness and causing people to behave in weird ways, hence the now no longer used and deemed offensive term lunatic, lunar, right? For an insane person, it comes from the word lunar, right?
Such a lunar. That would be such a cute way.
You're loon.
That would be such a way of describing someone that's mentally ill. You're a little lunar.
So, there are urban myths that say crime is higher during a full moon and police will have more cops on patrol during a full moon. But a lot of that has actually been found to be greatly exaggerated, old wise tales, that kind of thing. But why not take all of this fun full moon mythology and turn it into a diet, Grace?
Do you know what? I kind of do love diet culture.
It's creative.
It's so creative. I genuinely, it takes any opportunity to make a diet out of nothing,
Absolutely. So, and it wouldn't be a fad diet if we didn't just add in a little bit of pseudoscience there
Love
as
this.
well.
Let's go. We just recorded the Dr. Oz episode, so I'm all for the pseudoscience business.
So followers of the lunar diet or werewolf diet say that humans are made up a lot of water, and when the moon is full or at a new phase, there's a gravitational pull that can last for 24 hours and affect how much water weight, you called it, you can gain or lose, right?
That's interesting.
Dieters can follow two plans.
I love that there's a plan.
And there's two of them. There's two tiers.
Yeah.
The basic moon diet plan and the very creatively named the extended version.
Like, they're missing out on a trick here by calling it the half moon or the total eclipse.
I know. Oh my God. And also, they're just chucking away all of the werewolf stuff immediately.
Yeah. The werewolf diet, and then there's suddenly but actually, no, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's just go with the fully extended diet.
Yeah, give me some claws. Give me some, attacking civilians and robbing sheep from fields.
No, I just feel like, do you want the full fang? Do you want the... And you know what as well? A great exercise of this is like pretending you're being chased by werewolves. How to get your run in the evening.
Amazing. We're just fleshing out this diet.
This marketing, we're the marketing team here for this diet. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the basic version is a 24-hour day of fasting.
So is this just when the full moon's out?
In the full moon. So
okay, 3 days a month.
So the full moon cycle, I believe, is a 3-day thing, and in the middle day is when the moon is at its fullest, right?
Okay.
So on that day, you do a 24-hour day of fasting in which you only drink water and juice during the full moon or new moon. Okay, so I think that's either of those days. That supposedly cleanses your bodies of toxins. And this website says you can lose up to 6 pounds of water weight that day. That's the big claim. That's what Madonna and Demi Moore are doing. They're saying 6 pounds that day.
Can I just say, how many red carpet events were absolutely lining up with the full moon? They were like, well, I gotta do the werewolf diet.
And how many werewolf movies have either of them been in? Pick celebrities to attach this to.
Oh my God, your man who played the werewolf in Twilight. I want... Who was the werewolf in America? Michael J. Fox? I want the Teen Wolf in America.
Teen
there
Wolf,
we go.
yes.
That's what I want. That's incredible marketing.
Yeah.
Why aren't we marketing this diet?
Oz. Oh my God. Oz from Buffy.
Oh my God. By the way, anyone who's Gen Z listening to this will be like, what references are these people making? Yeah.
But go and do your education and watch Buffy immediately. So doesn't this all sound quite familiar?
Yeah.
A 24-hour juice cleanse. It's basically a 24-hour juice cleanse.
Yeah.
With a fun framing device.
Yeah, just one. And also, one day a month is very achievable when you're thinking about it, like you are to say. But water weight, it kind of makes no sense because water weight just comes back on so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's always next month to do the next full moon.
So you are looking cracker one day a month.
Well, it's for that red carpet. You just got to pray that like you say, the full moon lines up.
And Madonna's demanding a League of Their Own premieres that one day. What is it, 1989? One day in 1989 where she's like, I'm going to look unreal. Yeah.
6 whole pounds of water weight. The extended version starts with fasting at the full moon and then follows with specific eating plans for various phases of the full moon. Full moon waning moon, new moon, and waxing moon.
This honestly sounds like all the Twilight books. That's happening. Okay, so the 4 stages.
She totally should have cashed in on this diet.
Oh my God, I wouldn't be surprised if she's buying.
What's her name? Stephanie
Myers.
Stephanie Myers, yeah. For example, during the waxing moon, which is not a term I've heard before, but I trust moonconnection.com, okay? I will not have their credentials questioned.
All I'm going to say is it's the Wikipedia for the moon. Okay. If you want any of your moon queries answered, moonconnection.com has it.
So during the waxing moon, you're supposed to eat less. You don't have to starve yourself, but you need to be sure to stop eating your meals as soon as you begin to feel full.
That's so
it's generic.
vague.
It's
Yeah.
so generic.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not exactly what werewolves are known for. You know? They kind of gorge themselves. You know? I would assume that like, right, here's the better werewolf diet. When it's a full moon,
Yeah.
you're a werewolf. That's your cheat day.
I think
That's your
you're
cheat
so
day.
right, Connor. I think the full moon, although we're obviously ideologically against cheat days, 3 days of the month you are allowed to act
Werewolf out.
insane and werewolf out.
Yeah.
And in all aspects of your life, you're like, it's
Yeah.
what is it? The purge. It's the purge for food.
I love it. I love it.
It's the purge for food.
The rest of the month, you're a normal human.
And by the way, normal human, obviously, like, you know, eat intuitive eating, listening
Yes.
to your body. But 3 days a month,
You just werewolf.
you are allowed
the
to
F
go
out.
nuts. You are allowed to drive your car into a McDonald's and get all the food that's in there. You're not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I love it. So, and then this wise advice, don't overeat and don't give in to cravings, again, as werewolves are known to do.
Fabulous. Yeah.
Especially,
Werewolves are very good at stopping with their cravings.
and this is just where they start just adding in generic kind of like diet stuff, especially avoid thickeners, sweets, fats, etc. Thickeners,
Like
yeah.
cornstarch.
That's what I would think from
Yeah.
that. But then in parentheses, they say sweets and fats. So like, are they saying like that those things make you thick? Is that what they're saying? Like
They've made me think.
the thickness kind of thick and not like
Like
stupid.
We don't want any stupid vampires out there. Vampires, werewolves.
And then you could totally make your own vampire diet as well, like
absolutely, yeah.
easily. During
Eat
the
anything
waning,
red.
what?
Yeah. Eat anything red.
Absolutely.
That's
You're
it. That's
wearing
all
all
diet.
red. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's
Just
okay.
like wear red,
Yeah,
eat red.
yeah.
Don't go out during the daytime.
That's it. Yeah.
Do your exercise at night when the streets are empty. During the waning moon, dieters are told not to eat after 6 p.m. when moonlight starts to become visible.
Right.
So it's basically intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
It's and if you think about 2014, I feel like slightly after that is when we started being bombarded with intermittent fasting. You know, the 16-8, like Hugh Jackman, like talking about it, like celebrities, like talking about like, you know, compressing all of their eating into a.
Yeah,
We did an episode.
The 16-4 and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm wondering actually, and I know because we've mentioned Twilight a few times now because of the werewolves, but when did Twilight come out? I'm pretty sure it came around. I would not be surprised if the book and film franchise, because again, who read the books and who watched the films with teenage girls?
Okay, well, let me see. The first movie came out in like 2008, but let me just.
But it's not too far. Do you know what I mean? It's not like Twilight would have been still in its like incredible popularity at the time because they had like 6 films or something like that.
Yeah, so absolutely, I think you're on the right track because Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2 came out in 2012. Right. So like just after that, people are getting super into werewolves, getting super into vampires, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if that had a lot to do with using that. Also, yeah, I do remember around that time people were like into like there was this movie called The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro and stuff like that. Where like these things, there's cycles, you know, and things become popular in the media, you know. So despite this being a fad diet in the media in 2014, there is essentially no research on whether this diet on the whole helps with weight loss. Okay. Yeah. It is such a flash in the pan fad diet. Like when you go to look for stuff about it, like the Wikipedia page is like 2 paragraphs long. On the other hand, there is a lot of research on intermittent fasting, but it's all very mixed.
Yeah.
You know, as we talked about in our episode about intermittent fasting, some studies show that intermittent fasting might help increase your body's sensitivity to insulin, which might help people combat type 2 diabetes. But on the other hand, there's also evidence that intermittent fasting might lead to heart problems. And then I feel like there's been even more recent intermittent fasting information that's saying that, like, over a long period of time, it kind of becomes much of a muchness. You know?
Yeah, your body gets used to it. It's like anything. Your body just adapts to it, and that's just the way you eat.
And I think as well, because I think there are probably a lot of people out there who might benefit from intermittent fasting, but I think it's the way these things are kind of sold to us, you know, that it's going to be a magic bullet. It's going to just like magically change everything. It might help some people. It might, but it's like, it's not just going to be this like, oh, like eat anything you want in an 8-hour window and then, you know.
Well, I think like, because I did a bit of intermittent fasting. And by the way, it was a rules I just made up on my own where I would eat only like between 2 and 5.
Okay.
Like that's not even, I don't even know what that is.
The Dolly Parton diet, 9 to 5 diet. You know, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Only
I work by
work
workers'
hours.
rights. I eat by workers' rights rules.
Yeah.
Union rules, folks.
And then when I get home from work, I make myself pass out and sleep until the next day.
Because I just live for work. I think what's interesting about intermittent fasting, right? I want to ask you a question right now. For how massive intermittent fasting was, like say like a decade ago, or like, you know, do you remember the books were everywhere? People were constantly doing it. Who do you know now that's intermittent fasting?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Who do you know now that's intermittent fasting? Like, I always think of this. Whatever happened to the paleo diet? I don't know one person on the paleo diet. And that was, for a long time, huge. These things, as you say, are so cyclical. And so when you hear something like this, werewolf diet, you are laughing and you're like, oh my God, that's so ridiculous. But it is kind of based on something that's already massive anyway. They just, for some reason, some person was like, you know what's going to really sell this is werewolf.
But you know what happens to these diets, like the paleo, etc.
Yeah.
They morph into something else. Like a person into a werewolf. Okay?
He made the connection.
I had to bring us back.
He made the connection.
So Grace, would you be surprised if I had a hard time finding whether or not Madonna or Demi Moore, Ms. Sir Demi Moore, had anything?
Demi Moore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dame Demi Moore, which is kind of hard to say, had anything to do with this diet.
Oh, I'd be very surprised.
Every single mention of them in the tabloid rags says...
So these were in tabloids?
There was like a couple of mentions. There was a certain publication.
Oh yes, that will not
that shall not be named. The Voldemort.
The Voldemort tabloids.
Yeah. And a bunch of other random internet websites and stuff like that, but definitely like a couple of recognizable tabloids they were mentioned in. But, you know, the key thing is they always say that they apparently follow the diet or reportedly follow the diet. So they can't give us like a quote from her where she's saying in an interview, like I searched, like there's no clip or quote from either of them saying that they did it. That maybe they did, maybe they did, but
I can't, do you know what's so sad? I can't see any celebrities doing this diet because 3 days a month I think is deemed too easy.
Right.
And I say that in quotes, and I don't mean, like, I don't believe that. But you know the way, like with celebrities, like you hear quotes come out, like I don't know if you ever heard about Jennifer Aniston where she said she stress ate. She'll stress eat like one M&M. Do you know what I mean? Like if she's really...
Oh my God, get a hold of yourself, woman.
A whole M&M. But like, they do see celebrities in such a weird way seem to like, you know, when you're like, it's that thing of like youth is wasted on the young, where it's like, God, like an abundance of food and extravagance is wasted on the rich. Like it's like they are like to put themselves through these like hellish sort of eating regimes and exercise regimes. And so I'm almost like, well, this kind of sounds, and I in quote unquote, too easy. Like
interesting, absolutely. And I also think that to choose those celebrities, it's like this isn't even going to be a blip on Madonna or Dame Demi Moore's radar that they'll be like, oh, I have to do something about this. I have to get this taken down and redacted because it's absolutely not true. They're not even going to hear about this. You know, hey, do you know that people are saying that you're part of this werewolf diet thing? It's like, no, I didn't hear about it. Don't care. I'm not even going to engage. So that makes these publications just kind of free to sort of use them as this unwilling, unknowing poster child for, and then of course it shows photos of them looking their absolute thinnest, and it's not really kind of like, it's not damning them for doing this extreme thing. It's just saying a thing like, hey, look at what these gods are doing, mere mortals.
Do they say like, and they lost 6 pounds in a day sort of thing? Is that like claims that they make?
It says that they use this diet to lose 6 pounds in a day.
But you wouldn't be surprised then by people doing that for weddings. Like,
totally.
I always think like these big day things, as we talked about the wedding diets and all that sort of stuff, is that like crash dieting, which is what this is, not eating for 24 hours. Like, and let's be honest, like some people can do it, but diabetics can't do it. Like there's a lot of people who cannot do it. Like their sugars are dropped too low. So like, it's just, I don't know, there's something about it which is like, and as well, like I love that these publications, and it's a bit like the Dr. Oz thing where they're like, we're just saying this.
Yeah.
But like, we're not saying you should do it, but like, here's all of this information and we have nothing to back it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, anyway.
Totally. Like, I mean, it feels like something that was used to kind of just like fill the news cycle.
Yeah.
And an article in Time magazine who wrote about it, said eating based on the phases of the moon is simply not sustainable and could border on being unhealthy, say experts. This diet makes me laugh. I don't know if it's the name or the people actually believe it. Either way, it is nothing but another fad diet encouraging restriction. Restriction of food will, of course, lead to weight loss, but at what cost to the rest of your body, says Kerry Gans, a registered dietitian and author. If only celebrities once and for all would start touting a diet plan that makes sense and isn't based on that is based on science. It's like, gotta get and then she pitches her book as well, but we won't say what that's called.
Oh my God, I love it. It's so hard, isn't it? Because even the people who are most of the time being very reasonable and critics then are like, but here's my diet.
You gotta do this diet that's in my book, and like, hey, we need a registered dietitian to weigh in on this stupid diet that celebrities are apparently doing, and what you get in return for it is some exposure to pitch your book. So here's my take on it, and this is the formula for a tabloid ready sensationalist fad diet. Okay, you take a supernatural or fantastical element, you pick a food group to obsess over, a strange behavior that is not conducive to having a social life, and the magic ingredient is rumors of celebrity involvement, and boom, you've got a brand new fad diet that will appease the media machine for a few cycles, drive a few dieters mad, and possibly end with a fatality.
Can we just on that, let's make a diet right now.
I have it ready.
You did? Yeah. Oh my God, Conor, we're in alignment.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what your one is.
I present to you, Grace, the Sasquatch diet.
Okay.
Is losing weight proving as hard as finding the cryptozoological creature known as Bigfoot? Well, perhaps your search for the perfect physique has come to an end. If celebs in Hollywood, California have anything to say about it, you'll soon be ready for the red carpet once you shed that unsightly arm fat. I was trying to rhyme red carpet with arm fat.
That was beautifully done.
Their solution? The Bigfoot diet. This is no hoax. As one dieter pointed out, just days after starting the Sasquatch cleanse, I noticed drastic improvements in my health. The diet is as follows. Every weekend, go camping in the woods, get as far away from civilization as possible, and hunt your own food. I know, crazy, right? But here's the best part. Only eat when you spot Bigfoot. The pounds will fall off you. Mariah Carey swears by it. So does famed rapper Jay-Z. Then this is the follow-up article after it's gone viral on TikTok.
Beautiful.
Jay-Z and Mariah Carey deny any involvement in alleged Yeti fast fad diet after inexperienced campers go missing in the woods trying to lose weight and find Bigfoot. Beloved character actor John Lithgow, who played George Henderson in the Bigfoot family romp Harry and the Hendersons, when approached for comment said, anyone who follows a diet that dictates your ability to eat based on a fictional character deserves to die. The actor was then subsequently called out on social media by the Bigfoot appreciation community for his sasphobic comments. I apologise to anyone who offended and the families who've lost people to this diet. Keep hunting for the Bigfoot. The truth is out there. Lithgow out.
The only part of that wasn't believable is that John Lithgow would say anything is heinous.
Our beloved John Lithgow.
National treasure. John Lithgow would never say that. Everything else definitely could work. Well done, Conor. Well done.
Thank you. So, just to bring it back to the science of it all. While the solid foods the diet recommends, like vegetable soups and other veggies, aren't so out of the ordinary, most websites promoting the diet warn that it's not safe to stay on the diet for more than 6 days, which a lot of people do.
What do you mean, like starve yourself for 6 days?
So it's this kind of fasting cleansing, because there's the two different versions of it, basically.
Right.
Technically, some juice cleanse diets are similar, but those also raise concerns among nutritionists to bring it way back to episode 1 of Fad Camp.
Yeah.
They say there's no solid evidence that anyone can lose 6 pounds in a day. Some people on juice cleanses report some slight weight loss, but that's typically water weight that will pack on once the dieter eats solid foods again and the moon rises.
What I would love is if the moon rising and you had no water in you. What's happening?
You're like turning into a pumpkin, basically.
I just feel like you're turning into sludge. Like something's happening. Do you know what I mean?
So, and as with any calorie reduction, people might actually see results. But as we know with most fasting diets, people have a tendency to binge after coming off a fast, So
imagine doing 6 days. Like,
oh, absolutely.
You would literally be a werewolf. You would, and you'd eat someone. You become a cannibal. That's the problem.
You need a sheep from the field.
You're like, oh, sorry, I just finished the werewolf diet, and you're like eating a sheep.
You wake up with a sheep in the bed beside you. What did I do? It's like, well, red carpet time, baby.
I heard Jimmy Moore did that.
Well, that's why you don't hear from her that much anymore. So it's quite likely that someone on this diet might actually eat more calories overall than someone who's following a traditional diet. In addition, the intermittent fasting periods might actually work counter to the diet's purpose and encourage your body to store more of its calories as fat against the next fast period because it's ready. So, in closing, Grace.
Yeah.
Grace Mulvey. Dame Grace Mulvey. Next time you hear about a bizarre fad diet like this, maybe just check to see if it shares any DNA or pseudoscientific claims as the millions of other fad diets you've heard about so many times before. Maybe just even,
I don't know, some sort of like scientific report that links into any of these articles. And, or also maybe wonder why you insist on putting your body through this.
Fireside is the Irish storytelling podcast. Every week you'll hear tales of mythic Irish gods, Arthurian knights or Norse Vikings. There is folklore from Ireland and around the world, and even historical legends like Brian Boru and Gráinne Whale. Whether from poetry or prose, lyric or legend, if there is a good story at the heart of it, you'll find it here. I'm Kevin C. Olahan. I'm your host and Fireside Bard. With over 150 episodes and rising, there has never been a better time to join us by the fireside.
Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Fad Camp. If you want to hear more bonus content from our show, you can sign up to Headstuffplus, where you can support Fad Camp and a bunch of other great podcasts. Now, check out this clip from our most recent bonus episode. A very special hello to all of our Headstuffplus subscribers. Thank you so much for joining us for this bonus episode.
Bonus episode time. Happy New Year, folks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I mean, as we're recording this, it's around... we're into January.
We're very into January. I think you're allowed the first 2 weeks of January to continually say Happy New Year. That's my...
Okay, well, I just do the first one. I just do the first 1 week, and then everyone after that unfriended. Everyone who says it after
you're
that
is just... You're such a Grinch with New Year. What the hell's your problem?
I know. Oh, no, I am. I'm like, that's done. That's done. 2023 is done.
You're like, it's 2024 is done. 2024 is over at this stage. Yeah.
And also, may I say, Grace, 2024 is the year of the dragon in the Chinese zodiac.
And I'm the year of the dragon. I was born the year of the dragon.
As am I.
OMG.
And as is Darren, our producer.
So do you think then that this is going to be a good year for us?
I don't want to jinx it, but I think if the Chinese zodiac has anything to say about it, and I don't want to argue with the Chinese zodiac, I think we can really harness that innate power and wisdom of the universe for good.
Conor is so giddy and positive today. It's actually making me sick. When we were setting up to record, he was really bouncing off the walls like a dragon.
like a bouncy little dragon
so you're
boy.
Feeling very,
you know how they
I'm
are.
loving this positive energy, and I think big things for us and Fad Camp, and hopefully all of our listeners. I just want to go straight away. Any New Year's resolutions, Conor? And if it's weight loss, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you.
Yes. No, but I love walking, so I'm walking more.
Yeah.
I am drinking more water because I was walking around with the hydration levels of Tato crisp. So just salty, dry, and just kind of tasty.
Just looking yellow, if I'm honest. You're not smelling good because it's cheese and onion. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It was not a good place for me last year in terms of hydration. So, I have my giant water bottle. I don't drink.
If you ever follow us on social media, you will see videos of Conor with a tankard. It can only be described as a vat of water that you brought into the studio. Cartoonishly large. You could have drowned ourselves. I thought he was coming in to waterboard me. I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, basically. So definitely trying to drink more of that water. Yeah. I'm listening to, this is very ambitious, but I'm listening to an audiobook a week.
Oh, very nice. Okay, what are you listening to right now? Any recommendations?
So actually so the good thing about doing one a week and really trying to stay on top of it means I can kind of like be up to date with like new stuff that comes out. So the first one I listened to was this book that's kind of rooted in Stoic philosophy called Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. Nice. Which was good. It was decent. A lot of bro talk about the Roman Empire in there, so that was a fun little kind of throwback or bro.
Can I ask you then if you know the TikTok trend, is the Roman Empire your Roman Empire?
Yes. Yeah.
Conor, how often do you think of the Roman Empire?
Not every day, but definitely once a week. And
insane.
No, Grace, it's so funny because at the time, right, when that thing kicked off, I happened to be watching this new BBC series that's on the BBC iPlayer that is a 10-part, 10-hour docu-series about the Colosseum in Rome.
So mental.
And I was telling people out, I was like, did you know this? And I was ranting on about it. And then I was staying with my friend in London and he and I would just meet in the hallway and have these like long kind of, winding chats that would just spiral into all sorts of topics. But often we would be talking about the Roman Empire. And I'm like, how on earth did this happen? So I'm like suddenly just organically becoming obsessed with the Roman Empire, and then I hear there's this trend going like, oh my God, I hate being such a basic bee.
You're a basic bitch. And did you feel attacked? Like I genuinely, because by the way, if you don't know about this trend,
no, I felt seen. I felt seen.
So for anyone who isn't aware, last year there was a big TikTok trend that went around where women would ask men in their lives how often they thought about the Roman Empire, and the answers would astonish you. Like, men think about the Roman Empire way too much for my comfort. And Conor, I will say, like, it surprises me to hear how much you think about it, because I think I know you pretty well. We've never discussed the Roman Empire, not once.
I know. Well, we're gonna. The Fad Camp is about to change.
Let's do exclusive Roman Empire diets from now on. Okay, cool. That's so funny.
But just really quickly, then the next book I listed to Grace. This was a really interesting one. Dermot Whelan, the comedian, the Irish 98 FM presenter. Seen him on TV a bunch over the years. I recently went to see a talk that Minding Creative Minds put on. It's this Irish organisation that's for people in the TV and film industry to do with like mental health and stuff. And Deepak Chopra was at it, and so was Brezzy, who's like a big mental health advocate,
a musician,
and hopefully future president of Earth, because I would just buy anything from that man. But Deepak Chopra's there, and Dermot Whelan was moderating the whole panel. He was talking about meditation and mindfulness, and I was like, isn't this that like 98 FM presenter guy? Turns out he wrote a best-selling book like a year or two ago called Mindful. And it's kind of about his career, about his like life in like showbiz and the stressful kind of pace of modern life, and how he kind of found like meditation as a sort of like preventative tool for like, basically like working yourself into like panic and stress and like ill health, you know? And I listened to that last week and that was wonderful. That was really good. And now I'm starting to listen to a book that just came out called It's Not the End of the World. It's about a climate scientist who is basically trying to provide like some optimism in like the sort of, you know, the era where we're all just like terrified.
I think you do need to hear a bit of optimism when it comes to the climate crisis, because you can't just hear, well, it's now we're too far gone, because then you are just like, so there's no point. There's no point to any of this. Like, you know.
Absolutely, because last year, and this is almost like to counteract that, like that book, like last year I read a book called Beyond Hope, and it was all about the breakdown of the climate and the environment. And that book sent me into like the depths of spiraling panic and despair.
Yeah.
So this book, like both things can exist equally. And it's not saying like, hey, everything's okay, don't worry about it. But it's going like, here are some reasons why, like, you know, you don't need to be so terrified every single day. And it's kind of like looking at like the messages we're giving to like young people around like,
because what are they meant to
think?
You know,
the world that they're growing up into, you know.
Can I just say that those books are the most New Year's books I've ever heard. For a man who's like, I'm not saying Happy New Year. It's about the Roman Empire. It's about mindfulness. And it's about how climate change isn't affecting us that much. You know what I mean? Like all this sort of stuff.
Well, if anything, the Roman Empire stuff is like, you know, keeping me rooted in 2023 and... You know,
you love it.
50
You love
BC.
being really late to a TikTok trend. I love it. Okay, cool. Those are good New Year's resolutions. I like that. I want to hear how the one audiobook a week goes for you, because I actually think that's probably more doable than reading a book, because I'm not saying it's not reading a book, you are, but because you're out and about more when you're on the walks.
Totally.
You can't physically read a book when you're walking, or you're going to be a dickhead and smash into people.
Exactly.
So I think you're going to achieve it. One of my new...
What about you?
Thank you, Conor, for asking me that. What a segue. One of my New Year's resolutions was to drink a glass of water as I get up, because I drink loads of coffee. Call me Lorelai Gilmore. I'm all about the coffee, baby girl. But I did see a thing where it was like, if you drink a glass of water in the morning, it kind of delays you having your first coffee, and that's better. And genuinely, it has worked. Like, it just wakes me up a bit more before I have the coffee, because I love coffee. Coffee. But another one is...
Do you love coffee?
It's coffee. It's only 20 minutes of social media a day.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't include like when I post, because I do have to post for work, for Fad Camp, for my comedy. Yeah. Check out my Instagram page. You'll see all my dates that I'm touring. But I have to post stuff, but it's the scrolling. And I'm like, so I actually just now time it 20 minutes a day. And genuinely, that has helped so much. Because once those 20 minutes are up, I'm off, okay? But another thing I wanted to do was just to do more things that I enjoy. And I really wanted to get back into swimming, because...
Nice.
Yeah, I did a bit of sea swimming on Christmas Day in Ireland, which, by the way, if you're asking...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like literally going in the depths of winter to the coldest sea you've ever imagined. But it was great crack. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do some swimming. So I did that thing over Christmas where I bought all the gear, got the proper swimsuit, got the proper swimming cap, got the goggles. Nice. Love it. And there's a fabulous Lido. I live in London, and Lidos are a big thing. They're outdoor pools. And this is what I love. I love public services, because it's £5. It's £5, Conor, just to go in at any time.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's unbelievable prices, right? And it has all the amenities you need. But I bought a swimsuit. And for the first time I was like, I bought a proper, like, you know, not like a going on holidays swimsuit. Like, I bought a proper Speedo swimsuit. But I bought one that has like a hole in the back, right? Like, it's like, instead of like a fully covered back, it has like a little hole in the back. You'll see a lot of like swimmers wear it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like it shows off a bit of your back.
On the back.
Yeah, so it's
on
like
the back, not your behind.
Yes. Yeah, no, my arse isn't just flying in the air, right? But the thing is, right, I've never worn this before, and I literally just did this morning while I'm recording. I have wet hair, right? And I put it on, and I didn't realize until I got there that, like, basically because of my body shape, I'm a low hanging belly girl. I'm an apron belly girlo, and I have back fat. Okay, that's just the way. That's the way Mother Nature, God, I don't know.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, describes you. Well, I didn't realize that what this hole at the back of my swimsuit did was push all of the fat together.
Oh my goodness!
And created like a little angry face at the back. Connor, I can't even describe it, but you know when you smush something together and it sort of makes a face?
Wait, how did you discover this? Did someone point it out?
No, if someone pointed that out, I actually would have been like, first of all, that's a hate crime. No, I just happened to catch myself going into thing, and I was like, it just looks like... do you remember the first Harry Potter where Voldemort is in the back of Quirrell's head? Yeah, it kind of looked like that. It just looked that, but in my back. So then as I'm swimming, I'm just imagining that little angry face coming out every time I'm like bumping up and swimming.
Someone just looks and is like, hey, that small bald man is doing the backstroke.
Honestly, no, it can't be the backstroke. It's the front stroke because then you can see him come out. No, genuinely, it was one of those things where I just was like, this is just really funny. And it's just because of my body type. You know, you wear certain clothes and they're never going to suit you. Like low... God bless anyone who is like mad into low-waisted jeans. Not for me. I've got a belly. I can't be dealing. So you know when you just put on certain clothes and it so doesn't suit your body shape that it creates these little like... I just know, it was just one of those things where I genuinely... I'm going to keep wearing this. I'm not going to not wear it. But it was really funny to me that I was like, okay, I didn't realise this doesn't suit me because it just creates a little angry man face at the back of my fucking back. But... it's still like, it was probably one of the first times where I was like, oh, I don't care. Like, as in like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
I think you should just pretend he's your swimming coach, you know?
Imagine like, I gave him a little voice or something.
Yeah, he's like Rocky's coach, you know, he's like, get up, Grace, you bum. Get up and do your swimming. You're like, okay, Mickey.
Yeah. But anyway, those are my New Year's resolutions. Listen, I really enjoyed the swim, and it's probably the first time like in my life where I didn't have a downward spiral. I just was like, oh, that's really funny because that's just my body shape. Yeah. And I just now know that in the future, I probably won't be buying swimsuits with holes in the back. Anyway, Conor, this bonus episode really is focusing on our episode that we just released, which is the Kristen Meisner interview.
Yes, absolutely.
Can I just say, how did this come about, Conor? I want you to, because like...
Oh my goodness.
We were shocked when we found out.
Yeah, I definitely think that I was particularly shocked. You forwarded an email from our Fad Camp email to me, and it said it was from Kristen Meisner, and I was like, immediately I was like, I didn't have to think. I knew exactly who that was. And I was like, why have we got an email from Kristen Meisner? That doesn't make any sense to me. And she was saying, first of all, she said she was a big fan of our show, and that she had included it on a recent listicle she did for this Earbuds podcast newsletter, and she would love to guest on the show at some point. And I was like, that's three amazing things that any one of those things, like, you know, to hear would have just been absolutely mind-blowing to me. And I called Grace straight away, and I was like, Grace, Kristen Meisner. And like, it was so meaningful to me because I remember a few years ago, I discovered her podcast by the book, and I honestly don't know how I discovered it. I think I went on a massive podcast binge like a few years ago, like a good while before we started Fad Camp. And I was just like looking up like, you know, best podcast, 20 best podcasts and stuff like that of last year. And that came up. And I've always been a big fan of like self-help books and comedy and stuff like that. So it sounded like it was for me. And I binged like 4 seasons of it in the space of like, you know, a couple of weeks. Yeah. It was also the first podcast that like made me realize that a podcast could have seasons and stuff, and they would be talking about like, oh, we just got greenlit for a new season of our show, and I was like, oh, I didn't really know podcasts could be so legit like that, you know. And I just, you know, fell in love with the format, their lives that they shared so much of. You know, the 2 women on the show, Jolenta and Kristen, they share like clips from like their husband when they get involved, you know, and their friends and their co-workers and stuff. And then Kristen released this book called So You Want to Start a Podcast, and I was like really wanted to start a podcast at the time, and I read it again ages before I set up my own original podcast, The Hidden Station.
Great podcast.
And which was even and thank you, and which was also before, like long before even Fad Camp. So it just kind of like was such an integral part of, I guess, my experience as a podcast listener and then eventually podcast maker. So to hear that she had somehow discovered Fad Camp.
Oh, which is, but by the way, like, lads, I know that like whoever's listening to this, you obviously do enjoy the show. You're listening to our bonus episode, so thank you so much. Like, you really support the show. But we cannot even begin to describe how little we are. Like, as in, like, how independent, first of all, we started.
Yeah.
And then, of course, became part of this podcast network, Head Stuff, which is great. But this is an Irish-based, still.
Yeah.
So to have an American podcaster,
someone who's like a top podcaster, and again, like I was kind of mentioning that, like, hearing about the sort of podcast industry sort of secondhand through Kristen's work, I was realizing, oh wow, there's people in America who have this kind of as like their full-time job, and it just meant so much that she had somehow discovered our show and actually really connected with it and liked it. It was just kind of mind-boggling, and I really kind of had to like manage that sort of surreal, excited feeling as we then reach back out to her and be like, hey, yeah, cool, we'll have you on the show.
We were so just like, oh yeah, whatever, if you really want to be on it. Yeah, no, right. And like, but what was so funny, Conor, as well, when I forwarded you that email, because I kind of checked we weren't recording at the time, so you're checking Fad Camp sporadically, right?
It was during our break.
Yeah, it was during our break.
Yeah.
So like, we got this email in. It was just like interview request. So I didn't read it properly, because what I do is I usually just forward it to Conor. I was like, I will talk about this now the next time we're chatting. Yeah. So I forwarded it without even looking. So when Conor rang me that back then, a few moments later, I was like, Grace, did you even look at this? I was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, and we get like random emails, you know, occasionally from people who want to be interviewed, and then we look through the requests and we go, oh, that they might not actually be a good fit for.
Well, the amount of times it's for people who are trying to sell diets who obviously have not listened to the podcast, and we're like, no, we're not going to do that. I know.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very easy to kind of miss important stuff like that, you know. So that kind of became, you know, because we were in the middle of a kind of a mid-season break and we were super busy, and like 2023 was just such a busy and kind of chaotic year and stuff in so many ways that I think it gave us a little bit of like, okay, we're going to start the new season of the show in January 2024, but if we can get this interview recorded, it's obviously going to be remote because Kristen's in Brooklyn, Grace is in London, and I was traveling at the time as well as in LA, but we're like, let's just get this episode recorded, and then that can be kind of the first episode of our season, and then we'll be able to sort of, you know, get back to our regularly scheduled releases.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Fad Camp. As always, we want to thank our producer, Darren Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to review us on iTunes, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Great ratings and reviews really help more people find the show, and it would mean a lot to us.
Make sure to share the episodes with friends and family or on your social media. Every listen helps.
And we absolutely love hearing from our listeners, so please get in touch with any of your diet stories on fadcamppodcast@gmail.com.
This show is part of the Headstuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Headstuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.